This is the fifth video of your lesson 1 from your main reader, Hornbills, the portrait of a lady. We were talking about the arrival of the grandson after 5 long years and how he was received by the grandmother, and on the day when he arrived, she did not pray for the first time in so many years. In fact, what did she do? She collected the women of the neighborhood. She got an old drum and she started, playing the drum, and she was thumping it, she was beating it, and she was singing songs. Fine, the drum was, of course, an old one, dilapidated means in a poor condition, and the sides of the drum on which you thump, that were very, very loose. Sagging means loose, and sang of the homecoming of warriors. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. This is the way she expressed her happiness. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. A very, very important observation. Okay. The next morning she was taken ill. It was a mild fever and the doctor told us that it would go. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she had omitted to pray, she was not going to waste any more time talking to us. She probably was feeling slightly guilty that during the last hours of the day of her life, she missed praying, and now she didn't want to talk to anyone as she was approaching her end. Her death was near, her end was near, and she just wanted to spend the remaining hours in praying. We protested. The narrator and his family members, they didn't want her to now, indulge in any other kind of prayer, and they just wanted her to talk to them. But she ignored our protests. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling her beads. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. A peaceful pallor spread on her face, and we knew that she was dead. So when she died, there was a peaceful, expression on her face that she had died in peace. She had had a peaceful death. We lifted her off the bed and, as is customary, laid her on the ground and covered her with a red shroud. After a few hours of mourning, we left her alone to make arrangements for her funeral. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude stretcher to take her to be cremated. The wooden stretcher made of bamboo sticks to carry away dead bodies, they brought that. Fine. The sun was setting and had lit her room and veranda with a blaze of golden light. We stopped halfway in the courtyard, all over the veranda and in her room, right up to where she lay dead and stiff, wrapped in the red shroud. Shroud is the cloth with which you cover a dead body, जिसको कफन बोलते हैं. Thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. There was no chirping. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke it into little crumbs the way my grandmother used to, and threw it to them. The sparrows took no notice of the bread. When we carried my grandmother's corpse off, they flew away quietly. Next morning, the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. So even though the mother of the narrator fed breadcrumbs to the sparrows, naturally they felt that the sparrows had come at their normal routine time to get the bread, but none of the sparrows touched even a piece of bread. This shows that they had actually come to pay a tribute to the grandmother. And the birds also, in their silence, could express their sorrow over the demise of the grandmother. It's not only the human beings. If you express your love towards birds and animals, they do reciprocate it. And this is the way how the sparrows reciprocated the love of the grandmother. Okay, so this is the end of your story here, and we will soon have an interactive question answer session together.